In this training video, I will be talking about loot and crafting, the different ways to find and collect loot, and guiding you through the crafting process. Engineers are specialist technicians found in the galaxy that can turn your collected loot into a wide range of upgrades for all major modules and weapons. Before you can begin crafting with an engineer, you must first develop a relationship with them. To find out more about unlocking access to an engineer, please refer to the engineer's training video. The first thing to do is to decide which blueprint you want to craft. From the engineer's workshop contact found at their base, you can choose to either view blueprints that only apply to modules fitted to your current ship, or the entire list of blueprints that the engineer has to offer. Once you have chosen the blueprint you want to collect loot for, you can pin it, so that while you're away from the engineer's base, you can still see it and make sure you're collecting the right materials. Note, you can only pin one blueprint per engineer, and if you choose to craft a different one, the pin will be cleared. You access the pinned blueprint from the Engineers section of the Status tab, found on the right-hand panel in your ship's cockpit. There are three categories of loot that can be found across the galaxy. Materials can be found on planet surfaces and asteroids. Manufactured can be found on planet surfaces as well as in space. Keep an eye out for salvage USSs and watch for wreckage after destroying ships or skimmers. Encoded data comes from a variety of scans, such as a basic scan performed on a ship, or from personal beacons that can be found in USSs. Once you have collected all of the required materials and commodities for your chosen blueprint, you need to head back to the engineer's base. From the engineer workshop option, select Modify your weapon and then choose the module you want the engineer to work with. The blueprints that you have enough resources for are shown in orange, others are shown in red. Once you have selected the blueprint you want to craft, you can see what the approximate primary effects will be when compared to the weapon or module you have equipped, whether the secondary effects are largely positive, mixed or negative, and the cost. Select the Preview Outcome button. On this screen, the primary effects values are more precise, which gives you a better guide to the outcome of the modification. You can still back out of the blueprint at this point at no cost. This screen also has three other areas of interest: secondary effects, experimental, and remove. Some modifications have the chance of additional, random side effects being applied. Take note of the bar at the top right. If it's mostly filled with blue, then the effect is largely positive. If it is filled with red, however, the effects will be mostly negative. Experimental effects are very rare and highly sought after. They change the overall function of the module, often with very positive results. Note, not all modules or weapons have the potential to craft experimental effects. When applying a modification, any previously added ones are removed. The effect of this reset will be shown in the Remove section. Once you're happy, select the View Cost and Generate button. The engineer will recap the cost and confirm that you're happy to generate the modification. Select Generate when ready. Note, once you select Generate, you will spend the applicable resources which cannot be claimed back. The results screen show the final changes to the primary effects, as well as any secondary effects, and if you're lucky, which experimental effect was applied. You now have three options: Discard, Apply, and Try again. Discard will delete the modification, no refund will be issued. Apply will add the modification to the module or weapon, and Try again will make the engineer attempt the modification once more. When you select Apply, the engineer will confirm that you want to add it. Once you have confirmed, it's then applied to the module or weapon. You can see which of your modules or weapons have modifications added from the Modules tab on the right-hand panel from your cockpit and from Outfitting. Outfitting offers more detail on any modifications that you have equipped, as well as having the ability to remove it. As well as seeing modifications applied to your ship, if you're attacked by an enemy that has a weapon with an experimental effect applied, a small piece of UI will inform you. This is located underneath your ship schematic on the right-hand side of the scanner. You can also see any experimental effects that your target may be experiencing under their ship schematic. Remember, collect as much loot as you can and work with the engineers to craft new and exciting upgrades to stay one step ahead of your opponents.